because, as they say, Ogun State politics is one of the most sophisticated in the country. So sometimes when Ogun State uh, coughs, then of course you know that some other state in the country will begin to catch cold. Beyond that, the back and forth argument and debate about what should be the criteria to choose the successor to the incumbent Senator Ibukula Musun has continued unabated. Some have said it should be about zoning. Some have said it should be about fair play, a level playing field for all aspirants, irrespective of their respective zones. Some have said that it should be about competence, it should be about capability. Some have said it should be about integrity and accountability. So many arguments have been pushed forward. Of course, there are alliances that are also being built, different groups congregating, coalition into political party. That is also one of the issues people are looking at. Is that really a third force? What are the alignments also ongoing in the ruling party? Can the ruling party work together irrespective of the difference in opinion, difference in ideas and ideology to make sure that they retain the seats? These are some of the issues we'll be looking at this one. And of course, so many other issues that will definitely crop up. We have someone qualified in the studio, like I mentioned, and introduced him earlier. But I'll do that once again. The distinguished senator who represented Ogun East Senatorial District in the National Assembly in between 2011 and 2015. Former Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Senator Adegbenga Sefiu Kaka. You're welcome once again.
Thank you very much. Our stakeholders and listeners, I say good morning to every one of you.
Senator Kaka, will you agree with those who believe that your party, APC, is actually the one heating up the polity in the state, particularly one with its insistence or position on where the governorship should go in 2019, and then maybe the inability of the party to also give clear direction on the issue?
Well, I think we need to look at things in a broader perspective. There's a difference between the state governor having a preference, which he is totally entitled to. Just like you and me, we can have our preferences. But that should not be a limiting factor to the generality of the people determining their destiny and get focused on what they want as a group of people. So, preferences should not be an issue. Whether it is the governor or even the party, they have the right to have their preferences. But as I used to say, my party is not going to contest against herself. It's definitely going to contest against other political parties. Even if we show our preferences at congresses, even at the primaries, definitely there will still be the general election. And the differences will of course be there. So as far as I'm concerned, our interest is to retain the power that we have been wielding in the last 7 years. And to do that, all hands must be on deck. It will be foolhardy to think that those in opposition will not want to come on board. So if they want to come on board, we have to distinguish ourselves and make sure that things are done the right way so that we make all-inclusive embracing of our party, not only by party members, but the people of the state.
Now, Senator Kaka, I know, or I want to assume, that the governor remains the leader of the party. Is that not the structure?
Well, of course it is.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be collective leadership. Igi kan okija wade is supposed to, a tree doesn't make a forest. It's supposed to be collective leadership.
But the way things are, a high percentage, a high number figure of money, party structure is with the governor, so to say. The money, a high number of it is spent by the governor or the government, and then the structure itself is highly controlled and dictated by the government. Not even governor now. Once a party becomes the governing party, so it takes up all control over all the political party structures. Is that not the way we still operate it?
That is the winner takes all syndrome.
Yes.
And I'm saying, just as I've said now, I'm saying that any attempt to exclude people could spell doom to the party. So it is better we make it inclusive, bring all hands on deck. For example, as a national party, APC, we knew how we came to power. We were reaching out to people who are not even in our party, begging them, cajoling them, wooing them to join us so that APC can win election. If after winning election, we start playing exclusive game, it could be dangerous to our well-being. And that's why I'm saying, within the available space left for us, we should all come together. Issue of structure being skewed in favor of the governor, well, it has to be skewed in favor of someone. All of us cannot be in a position at the same time. So if some people are members of our party and they are now holding on the structure, that is not saying that the people can still not take a decisive decision that will be in the overall interest of the party and the overall interest of the people of Ogun State. If and when what the current structure is doing is not the rightful thing. But even the current structure, not minding whoever puts them there, they can be reasonable enough as to take a decision that will be sound, that will be convincing to the electorate as to continue embracing our party. So I have no doubt that respectable elders, respectable members of the party are being put in place. Whether it is from A or B caucus or C caucus, the most important is our party member is in place and they should be able to be reasonable enough as to do what is right by bringing everybody on board with a single mission of retaining power come the next election.
So, Kaka, why I ask this question is this. I don't think there will be much argument to say that from 2015 till date, the present governor has done so much in holding the party, funding the party, and ensuring that the party lives and stays in the state. Will it therefore then, with all these sacrifices he has made, not amount to rebelling against him if he decides? It's not a personal thing to say, okay, let's give so people the opportunity to rule. He has not said let's give this person so senatorial zone and then some other people decide to go against it. It would not amount to rebelling against that position of somebody who has served and worked for the party.
My dear brother, the fact that I served and worked for the party doesn't make me to become God. I'm saying that we have a political party, we have the people of Ogun State. The generality of the people of Ogun State is different from the membership of a political party. A political party can concede all their rights to a single individual. And talking of performance, it's a relative term. So what may be good for you may not be good for the other person. But strictly speaking, when it is issue of who is going to succeed or not succeeding, I think the incumbent should not be bothered about that. God is the only one that installed. Is the only one that makes impossible possible. So we should be less concerned. The interest of the generality should be our main concern, not about our person. Soldier go, soldier come, barracks remains. Nobody can finish the job of this world. You do your own bit and allow others to go ahead.
There's a word people have used for argument's sake to say equity and fairness. If for equity and fairness, it's been said that let it go to this particular senatorial zone.
Who is saying that? Let me tell you something. To the best of my knowledge, we've had a lot of fallacy going on. For the past 43 years, so had been denied. That is a fallacy. 43 years of existence of Ogun State.
Why is it the fact that
excuse me, hold it. 43 years of existence of Ogun State. We've had military interregnum. During those military interregnum, the military, they have a way of doing their things. Sometimes it will be the junior staff they will post. Sometimes they will post an indigent to state of origin. Sometimes they will post non-indigent. And during the interregnum, which span over 20 years cumulatively, you will discover that in Ogun State, all the sections have had a chance in one way or the other, either to rule Ogun State or to rule another state. I can tell you of Shashaini Oresonya, who is an Ijebu. I can tell you of Opaleye. I can tell you of Olanyinka, who is from, both of them from Igba here. I can tell you of Rashid, Raji, also from Igba. I can tell you of Oladepo Dia. I can tell you of Olukoya, Rear Admiral, all from Ijebu. And I can tell you of Oluni, both in Oyo and later in Ekiti, from Yewa. So when we are giving submission, we should not be too blinded as to think that others will not
but
present.
some people say these are just like a military style.
Fine,
not,
after the military.
Not
after,
the choice of the
After the military, when it came to the issue of church, starting from 1979, all the zones contested the election. And one person is bound to win. And during the period, we had silent trade-off, unwritten agreements between that made the Yewa people to concede to Ijebu to be governor, producing Olabisi Onabanjo. So, rent of situation came on board. After that one, we had the pendulum coming to Egba for the first time, for the second time, with my boss, Shifolusegun Oshoba. After that, because the PDP wanted to win election, and they didn't want it to remain in either Egba or Yewa, they decided let minority have it. Minority, they concentrated on Remo. And the Jebus left it for the Remo. So, Daniel came on board. By the time it was coming back, some people thought it should be so to the Yewa. Many people came up again, and the balance tilted in favor of the incumbent. So this time around, anybody who wants to win election is not going to be based on sentiment of where you come from.
Senator Kaka, you are a leader. By right, nature has bestowed some leadership on you. You served as a senator, you served as a deputy governor. As a senator, it was Ogun East. Now we know that we have 3 senatorial zones. As a governor, you were not representing a zone. You were representing the entire state. They didn't pick based on. Now, for somebody like you, will it be fair to put political arguments using ethnic divisions rather than constitutional provisions on ground?
That is what you are doing. That is not right. We are looking for an Ogun State governor, not Ijebu governor, Yewa governor, or Egba governor. And we were taught to know that only the best is good enough for our state. The problem we have in the country today is similar to what you people are trying to rake up in Ogun State. The people are suffering of deprivation, of want, of hunger, of lack of infrastructure, of lack of stunted economic growth. They will bloody care wherever the leadership comes from. If it were to be,
even if it's from the central,
so be it. I will assure you that for the 2019, if anybody is interested from the central, let them come on board. We want the best. Then, once the people voted for him, then so be it. So by the time we now say, okay, let's sacrifice this or that, or we start making some people to be inferior. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior as far as Ogun State is concerned. When some people claim they are fighting because of somebody has not been this or that, when they have been contesting all year round, they are trying to make those people inferior, which is very, very unfair unto them.
Not inferior. I will actually, is the Ogun West people, or maybe the Yewa people, not a minority stock in Ogun State?
They are not. It depends on what you mean by
not
minority.
Inferior. Now, inferior is different from minority.
Oh, it depends on what you mean by minority. When you talk of in number, they are more than the Remo. If the Remo can have it. When you talk of Nigeria, when you look at Papa Obafemi Awolowo, he's from Ikene. Ikene is part of Remo. Within Ikene, we can count major towns 1 to 10 before it is the turn of Ikene. If we are to follow that, the entire country will have lost the valuable services of Obafemi Awolowo in the whole western region. We wouldn't have given him any iota of chance to be there. And the effect will be total and absolute loss of what he's been able to achieve for us. So as far as I'm concerned, if it is within the same family, what are we even talking? Yaradua the Papa from Katsina, from the same family. Yaradua the Son Supreme Headquarters. Yaradua the junior brother, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What about the president we are talking of? Buhari happened to be a former Minister of Petroleum. He happened to be a former head of state, former governor, and now president. And he's going for a second term. Is it only the family or whatever? But it is rent of situation. When you look at the thing, if you are not being responsive enough, another party will be responsive and calculate well based on available statistics and decide that it's a matter of number. And they go in for it. And if you are not using number, the number could be attracted by the quality and the caliber of the person you present. If an area is able to present a winning candidate today, he may be able to present it tomorrow. So it's not something that will end with a particular regime, with a particular something. It's a continuum.
Can I take this your argument and interpret it to say it's also wrong for those who are still interpreting or using the province as a basis for political argument in Ogun State, Remo, Ijebu, Egba, Egbado?
If you want to take it so, I told you the agreement that was subsisting was unwritten. There was no signed agreement between sides. But for convenience, the rent of situation is such that, yes, I want this thing. This is what will fetch me. And I go for it. If a particular party out of 68, if a particular party insisted it has to be so be it. Another party will now go elsewhere. The most important thing is for it to win the election. And when they win election, they administer the whole state as one, not as a segment or a faction.
Let me take it out of APC momentarily, that's in politics. The PDP appeared to be getting it right now in the states. The erstwhile foes are now talking, and it appears the talking is real positive. Is this not a sign that APC is going to face a tough one from the former ruling party?
In politics,